In this video, we'll discuss outcome statements, what they are, how they can help us in project development work, and how to go about writing them. So first, what is an outcome statement? It's a statement that describes a change in knowledge, attitudes, behavior, and community as a result of your program. When we take the time to actually write out our goals before designing a program, we create space for a gut check, asking ourselves things like, can I accomplish this goal given the amount of time I have? And is this goal really important to me? All right, let's dive in. How do I write outcome statements? Well, there are a lot of ways that you can structure an outcome statement, but here's a sentence frame to get you started. After the program or project, the target group will be able to do something. So you can insert a verb and an impact statement. So for example, after the accelerator, participants will have a clear plan for implementing their project. Let me give you some more examples using this sentence structure. Here we have the target user. Here we have the verb, and here we have the description of the impact to give us some context. So exchange program participants demonstrate confidence in international travel skills, or local high school students evaluate barriers to education in migrant communities, or teachers implement critical thinking activities in classrooms. The verb is really at the heart of a strong outcome statement because that is the word that describes the change. But it's not always easy to think of a great verb, so here's a whole list of them. For example, if you're really hoping that your work will help build relationships, you might write, students will collaborate with peers in a different country. Or if you want folks to apply new knowledge, you might write, new fathers will be able to identify signs of overstimulation in infants. Writing outcome statements sounds pretty straightforward, but it actually takes a lot of practice to do well. Rewriting and revising outcome statements is just a part of the process. So here are 4 of our biggest tips for making your outcome statements stronger. Tip number 1, make it measurable. If your outcome statement can be measured, you can know if you've succeeded. Take this example. Participants will become better leaders. There is nothing wrong with this statement, but one thing I'm not sure about is what we mean by better. How can I know that someone is better? What exactly are they able to do better? We can make it a bit more measurable by writing, participants are able to communicate their organization's vision to the community. With this outcome statement, I can know for sure if our intervention was successful or needs some improvement. Tip number 2, check for relevance. Ask yourself, are the outcomes you're identifying super critical for success? We recommend that you aim for only 3 to 5 outcomes per program, so you can really stay focused on your goals. There might be lots of things you want to accomplish, but if you could only focus your energy on 3 things, what would they be? Another way to think about it is, if this didn't happen, would it be a problem? Take the example, participants become friends with other cohort members. This is a great outcome statement, and it might be the right outcome statement for a new school orientation program. And it might be something that is really nice to have in my program too. But for me, the most important thing is this, that participants are able to share resources and feedback with other cohort members. Okay, tip number 3, be clear and specific. If your outcome statement is vague, it can be hard to determine what activities to do to reach this goal. Just like narrowing down your outcome statements to just 3 to 5 statements, you also have to narrow down what you're actually going to do with your time and resources to achieve your goals. The more focused you are with your outcome statements, the easier it will be to think about potential effective activities. For example, take the statement, participants will be able to develop sustainable programs. We might wonder, what does sustainable mean here? Maybe to you, this means financial sustainability, whereas for me, it means environmental sustainability. A clearer version of the original might be, participants will be able to evaluate their programs based on social sustainability metrics. This kind of outcome statement might encourage us to include inclusivity and equity practices into our program design. Last but not least, tip number 4, describe changes, not activities. This is probably the most common pitfall when people first start writing outcome statements. Activities are things you do during a program, but there isn't necessarily a change in knowledge or behavior associated with it. For example, participants will read about the Leadership Challenge framework. Just because participants read the content during our program, we don't know if they've learned anything or that they'll be able to apply that new knowledge in some way. A better outcome statement could be, participants will be able to identify their Leadership Challenge strengths. So that's it. Good luck.